Morning. So today we got a couple different things going on. We got a company hired to truck and spread our manure. So they're trucking manure from the sow barn and bringing it to another farm, and then they're using a drag hose to spread it on the field over there. Dad's planting corn right now. We've got about 150 acres of corn left. So we're hoping to get a chunk of that in today, but it's supposed to rain this afternoon, so we'll see how far we get. So I'm off to a rented barn that Dad normally does chores at. I'm gonna do those chores so that he can just keep planting. And we'll drive by the field where they're drag hosing here, and I'll show you what they're doing. So it's a pretty slick way to do it compared to the way we normally do it, which is with a tank behind a tractor. This way they truck it over there and use the drag hose to put it on the field, so there's no compaction or anything, which is really great in the spring, because if we use a tank in the spring on our ground, you'll see it on the crops all year long. And it's just no good because of all the compaction. So this way you keep the compaction out of the field, but you still get all the nutrient value from that manure. If we weren't using this manure, we'd be spreading commercial fertilizer on. So this manure replaces basically exactly what we would have been putting on for our soybean crop. So sow manure doesn't have much nitrogen, but it does have a bit of P and K. So it works well for soybeans. And here's Dad planting. The old guys always get all the fun jobs. So that's the last group of pigs we're going to be putting through that barn. It's kind of far away. For hauling manure back, it's kind of a pain in the butt. The further the manure is from your field, the lower the value is, right? Because you got to spend quite a bit of money trucking it there. We figured with this expansion going on at home, we'll have enough going on over there that we don't need to be running to this barn every day anymore. So that's the plan. So by the time September comes around, we won't have pigs there anymore. This is the last group through. We just put them there a few weeks ago, so we'll let them get to market weight, and then once the barn's empty, we'll be done there. So I'm going to run home, do chores in the sow barn. Once I'm done that, I'll take the cultivator off the Magnum and hook the strip tiller back up and freshen the rest of the strips so we can finish the corn. We'll see what time we get rained out at. So Gus is busy breeding again in that finishing barn. It's the first day of breeding over there. So he's gonna be busy for quite a while. So my job's pretty easy here right now. Basically just checking that all the sows are eating, seeing if there's any hungry piglets that need to be moved around and stuff like that. So it should be pretty quick in here today, because Gus is doing the brunt of the work over at the finishing barn. So far, they're looking good. So that's pretty much it for morning chores in here. Now it's time to switch to cash cropper mode. Well, I thought I saw a wheel was wobbling back here. And we got not one, but two wheel bearings totally shot on this thing. That ain't good. So good thing we got a rainy day coming up here. We've had that thing for 4 or 5 years now and we haven't had any problems with it. We haven't had any problems with the wheel bearings yet, so it's kind of weird two would go at once, but so I was just talking to the pump guy. They got about 150,000 gallons out already. They've been going at it for almost 3 hours now, I guess. 50,000 gallons an hour. That's a lot faster than tanking it. So that's good. It was only down to like 13, but that thing weighs a ton. So it was squatting pretty bad. I got it up to 20 there now. Pouring more Crete. Well, they must be done that field because they're moving over to the next one. So the plan is to cover 3 different fields. The total will be 180 acres between all 3 of them. And we're doing 6,000 gallons an acre. So that'll be about 1.1 million gallons of manure. After we're done those 3 fields, that'll be it. We'll still have more manure left, but we're gonna save that for after the wheat comes off in July. Spread it on the wheat stubble. We'll probably just tank that ourselves.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Should I steal the RTK from you or just try and stay on the strips with the wasp? I'll try and figure it out, because yeah, if you end up drifting over a little bit, then you won't line up once you get back on the strips.
True.
So
yeah.
So yeah, I'll just try and make it work.
See.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
See ya. So we only have one receiver that can do RTK accuracy, which is like the sub-inch accuracy. For the GPS, the other one has a WAS signal, which kind of drifts. When you get to the end and turn around, it's not going to be within 1 inch, it'll be within like 6 inches. And I'm trying to freshen up these strips exactly where we made them in the fall. So we really should have two RTK receivers so that we could do it properly, but here we are. So I'm just going to try and wing it with the WAS signal. So in this field we got a trial going. We got a section of strip tilled right here, and then the middle part of the field is high-speed disc, and the far side is disc ripped. So we're going to compare the 3 different ways, see what the yield monitor says. The high-speed disc and disc ripped actually worked up really nice. But yeah, we'll see what the yield monitor says. Well, I gotta go on a rescue mission. I just got a call that the boom truck is stuck over at the new barn site, so I gotta go head over there and pull him out. No big deal. My cans got stuck in the road, got stuck in the tractor, the tractor running, pulled out my cans. They're supposed to let us know when they're running out of manure, but if you shine a light down, like right when you go in the dry sow barn, if you shine a light down, you can see if it's below the hole where it dumps from the hallway into the dry sow barn. It's not ideal with this lower correction GPS because you can see a bit of a wobble in the guest row between the last pass and this pass. But it's a 10-inch wide strip, so Dad's gonna have a pretty big window to hit when he's planting. So if we're off by a few inches, it's not gonna be the end of the world. I'd rather have the strip freshening be off by a few inches and be a little bit wavy than the corn planter be off and be a little bit wavy, because otherwise you got to stare at that all year long. Well, I'll give you an idea of what we're doing here. This is what the strips look like that we made in the fall. So they're still kind of bumpy. So we're running over them, freshening them up like this and making them nice and smooth, breaking up all the big lumps. Just a little nicer ride for the planter to ride on. So got this field pretty much done. It's fresher than a box of Krispy Kremes. Starting to rain. Thank you. Should I finish the last round?
Yep. I already quit over there, so.
Okay. Too sticky?
Why?
Too sticky?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the wagon and the truck now.
Okay. I'll finish this and then go back.
Okay.
Just got to do one more round around the headlands and that's it. I got to do the slow drive of shame here so I don't throw mud all over the road. But anybody who drives by here is going to know I was in this field longer than I should have been. So we got one little 27-acre field left to strip freshen, and then that'll be it for freshening strips. for this year. If Dad's half done that field, then there's about 45 acres left over there, plus 55, so still 100 acres left of corn to plant. I think it's only supposed to rain like a quarter of an inch or something today. It's not going to be anything too crazy. So we might be back at it tomorrow. And the forecast looks okay. There's another couple days with chances of rain, but nothing crazy coming. So hopefully in the next couple days we can get this corn in and then switch over to soybeans and start working away at that. Just driving by the manure guys and they're rolling up the reel again. I think they did get this whole field covered, so that's good. Well, it's a pretty huge mess on the road from the draghose guys coming out of the field there and from where I came out of the field, so better be a good neighbor and clean that up. Well, that should keep the neighbors happy, says the guy who just spread 700,000 gallons of pig shit in their backyard. Well, that's it for today. Me and Janet and the kids are gonna head over to our own personal hairdresser for an appointment. It's my mom. Thanks for watching.